Pokemon, the movie I Choose You, is the new movie for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. And this recounts events from the very first season of Pokemon, with Ash getting Pikachu as his Pokemon and other things along the way. And I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I have every single video game. I even have a Pokemon tattoo on my shoulder, so I am a huge fan, and I was really looking forward to this movie, specifically because it was a retelling of the very first episode with Ash and Pikachu and their bond that they have as friends. So I was really looking forward to it, despite not having Brock and Misty, and then there's Lucario and Piplup in there, which was a little confusing for me because they're in the Diamond and Pearl series later down the road, so why are they in this movie? So I feel like this movie is targeting two different kinds of people. People who are big fans of Pokemon and have watched the series from the very first episode, like myself, and people who are being introduced to new Pokemon, and so they're targeting those people and the new generation of Pokemon fans. And I think both people will enjoy this movie. For me, I felt very nostalgic watching this movie. I remember certain things with Ash and Charmander when the trainer left Charmander and he captured Charmander and they became friends. And when he let Butterfree go with his mate, and when he captured Caterpie and Spearow and all those things. I remember all those things watching them as a kid, so it was fun to watch them in a new way in this movie. But for new fans of Pokemon, I think people might have a hard time keeping up with this movie because things happen really, really quick. The pacing is really fast, and things that were really impactful to Ash Ketchum's Pokemon trainer career, I were just really brushed off upon in the movie, with him catching Charmander, evolving to Charmeleon and Charizard, and the fight between Spearow and such. Big events in Ash's life just kind of felt brushed off, and the pacing was really quick in this movie, so nothing felt like it was really impactful compared to like it was in the television show. And I think that was a not very smart move to recount this events in this movie, because it felt like an episode that just was going really, really quick. And it works in a television show because you can spend a whole episode on that, and when you only spend a couple minutes of that in a movie, it just doesn't really work. Also, the focus was a little unclear. Was it going to be Ash and his journey to become a trainer? Then you had Ho-Oh and Entei and Suicune and Raikou evolved in there as well, and so it felt like its focus was a little bit different halfway through the movie. And then it was focused on Ho-Oh and the Rainbow Wing and the Rainbow Hero, and then it ended all on that storyline. So it felt like it was two different movies evolved into one, and that goes back to it would have rather worked in an episode on Pokemon show instead of just a whole movie. So I felt like the focus was unclear and some things were brushed off to the side that were really important to Ash's life. I was rather confused when I saw Lucario and Piplup and other Pokemon like Marshadow, which were further away in the Pokemon series, for having them be in the very first movie, the very first show that they had, and they recounted that. It's a nitpick for me because I know Pokemon so well, and I don't want to see Lucario and other people in the very first episode that the Pokemon had. They're not there, so why would they put them in this movie? But I understand that they're targeting other audience members as well. And it was a bummer to not see Brock and Misty in there, but the other characters that they had were kind of cool. I always admire when something Pokemon is released, so I did have fun watching this movie. It felt very nostalgic, but there were some issues. As a Pokemon fan and just as a movie-going experience, there were some issues, but it was still fun nonetheless. And I'm going to go ahead and give Pokemon, the movie I Choose You, a B-. If you guys are a huge fan of Pokemon, definitely check it out. If you guys are new to Pokemon, I would recommend checking it out and going back and watch some of the older Pokemon episodes because they are really cool. Can't wait to go play some other Pokemon games. I'm really wanting to play Pokemon Gold and Silver. I have a lot of fun playing those games. Those were like one of the first ones I played growing up. Thank you guys for watching this Pokemon review. You guys are the best as always. This is Just Watch Movies, and you stay classy, YouTube.